Welcome back. This is my tutorial on fitting a Bandit alternator to a Honda ST1100. Now there are a few modifications that you need to make to the housing of the Bandit alternator. I'll just show them to you. This is my original alternator front casing off the ST1100, and the first thing we need to notice is that this front face around the oil seal is flush. Okay, there's a slight lip there, there's slightly raised, but it's pretty much flush. Okay, that's the main thing that we need to notice about it. Now, when we buy the Bandit alternator, the front housing has got this raised bevel on there. Okay, so that's not going to fit onto the engine properly. So what we need to do, we'll take the oil seal out and we'll grind this front bevel until it's flush with the rest of the housing. When the oil seal is out, you'll see, if you look inside this hole, that there's a slight ridge which only allows the oil seal to go a certain depth in. While the oil seal's out, you just grind inside this hole to allow the oil seal to fit back further. And once you've done that, your housing should look something like this. Awful grinding job, but it's adequate. Okay, my oil seal is back in, it's sitting flush with the front face, and it's gone further in. Okay, that's the first modification you need to do to the housing. The second modification is, in order to make this fit, if we look at the Bandit alternator housing and the original ST1100 one, this is the original ST1100 housing. Now if we look at it, let me try and get them in the same position. If we look at it, you'll notice that the mounting holes are in different positions. Okay, now the way I've got around this is I've developed a converter plate which fits onto the engine, and then the Bandit alternator mounts onto the converter plate. Now the modification we need to do to the alternator is to allow for this. This is 3mm thick. So what we need to do, we need to grind off 3mm off the front of the mounting lugs. Okay, now there's a couple of ways to do this. My preferred method, the way I used, was first I measured it, and then I ground it down until it was level. Okay, I know that this caliper is parallel, and I've ground it down, and I filed it, and I know that these are level, and I know they're all the right size. They're all perfectly flat and level. It's important to get them flat and level, because any distortion here will mean that your alternator is not sitting flat against the engine, which will do this, causing possibly an oil leak, excess pressure on your bearings, and eventual failure. Another way you can do it, if you've got a spirit level, you can sit this in a vise, put a spirit level across there so you know that it's level, and then gently file away the lugs, put the converter plate on top, and then just check that. Once the converter plate is level and it's sitting nice and snug, you know you've got a good uniform filing all the way around. Another way of doing it is you could just get washers. Okay, and you can fit washers over here. Just get those on there. It's tight. Okay, or you could fit a washer on there so that you've got a 3mm protrusion, and you can just file down until you hit the washer. Then you know you're right, and the same on each of the mountings. So it's important that you get these all the same. Okay, 3mm off each. And that's basically all the modifications you need to do to the housing. See the next section and I'll explain how to assemble it.